welcome back to another Boston analysis where we hang on. I'm just getting the Detroit-Boston score. Detroit beat Boston. This flipping league, I don't understand. Hello. So, yes, I'll come back to that. Tampa Bay Lightning, another win. Yeah. Just every game, I kind of go in with a sort of feeling of apprehension, being like, okay, well, we've been on a good run, but it's Vegas, and Vegas really did. Okay, we beat Vegas. Okay, but it's Pittsburgh next, and Pittsburgh, just the skill and ability. Okay, we beat Pittsburgh. Oh, but the Islanders, I mean, they're a really tough defensive team. We don't generally do it. We beat the Islanders. We beat the Islanders 3-1 in our own barn, down in Tampa. This was a nice victory. This was the sort of victory that it's the sort of victory we really could have done with in the playoffs last year. Getting a lead, getting ahead, and then smothering the other team. Don't let them back in. And generally, we didn't. It wasn't the prettiest game to watch. Pretty ugly, I've got to say. The Islanders are just one of those teams. They rely on their grit. They've got Barzal, but other than that, they don't necessarily have someone that you go, ooh, I want him on my team. But they fight for everything. They're a miserable sort of team. Just won't give you an inch, won't leave you be. Just really annoying. And we dealt with that quite well. And eventually, when we did pick the lock, the door went wide open, and Kucherov found point down the middle. Sorry, Varlamov, you ain't saving that. That's 1-0 to us. And then just a weird player. I mean, I thought it was a good goal on our perspective, but you can't be happy as an Islanders fan watching that one back, because the defence just goes to sleep. It's kind of a Hagee, just picks it up and goes, ooh, I'm just going to, dance around, throw it to the net. It's like, Eberle, move. He doesn't. He's way too slow. He's kind of like, I'm supposed to stop that guy, and he kind of, almost whiffs on the challenge. It's barely a check, and kind of Hagee gets quite an easy goal. I mean, it was skillful in a way, but yeah, if only defenses, opposition defenses would switch off like that all the time, it would make our work even easier. To be fair to the Islanders, they did not give up. They kept plugging. Good goal in front to Broussard. It would be nice for Vasi to get more than the occasional shutout, but yeah, power play. But we got quite a skillful empty netter. We seem to be getting a lot of empty netters, but I like this one because it wasn't the easiest one to do, but it's Stamkos. And if you give Stamkos an open cage in any scenario, he will probably score. So 3-1. And thanks to Boston losing to Detroit, we are 5 points behind Boston, but now we have 2 games in hand. And that means if we win the 2 games in hand, we would only be a point behind Boston. And that will definitely be a race for first. We do have to win those 2 games in hand, though. So for now, I'm saying Boston have got it. And Boston will probably I worry for whoever Boston have got next. I feel like it might be Montreal, but Boston are going to be angry about that because that's not even the first time they've lost to the Red Wings. That's the second time. Detroit have won 14 games all season. 14 out of 57. They can still just about mathematically catch Boston, but you're really having to pull out the abacuses to see how it can happen. 32 points. No. Ain't happening. No. They'll be lucky to catch Ottawa. Detroit, it's been a horrible season, but definitely a good night for them tonight. And yeah, we have taken advantage of teams below us slipping up even more. Toronto played twice in the period that we have. They did beat the Ducks, but then they lost in overtime to the Montreal Canadiens, who seem to be trying to put together a very, very late great playoff challenge. Good luck with that, Montreal, because, like I say, Boston are coming up and they are angry. And Florida, again, it's weird because, we beat Vegas. Vegas go to Florida. Vegas win. We beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh go to Florida. Pittsburgh win. Florida are not that much worse than us. Florida have given us games this season, but something is going wrong. I don't know whether it's just Bobrovsky. I don't know whether it's like sort of injuries. I mean, Barkov is back. There's not really anyone they're missing, I would say. I don't know whether it's sort of they just give up the first goal and they're letting teams sort of take the initiative, take charge, and they're having to play catch up. But it's not. That's 3 losses out of 4. This is a bad time for Florida to be losing momentum, especially as it's meaning that Toronto are not actually having to do that well and are still third. So yeah, someone needs to take the reins. I don't care who it is, but I would like it to be that whoever we face in the playoffs is actually a team that we can go, well, if we beat them, that will be impressive. Because after last year, obviously last year against Columbus was not good, but Columbus ended up being a good team. It would be a shame if we got to the playoffs, won round 1, and then everyone was like, well, yeah, but you had an easy team this year. You had either a struggling Toronto or a Florida team that thought that Bobrovsky was an upgrade, and it wasn't. So, yeah. But it's entertaining, and the wild card race is bonkers, with some random results, like Philadelphia having lost 5-0 to the Devils, then being able to turn around and go, but we can beat the Washington Capitals 7-2. Mad. Utterly mad. Columbus finally losing a game, but they're still third. The Canes managing to just about squeak past Vegas, so they're in the wild card spots. It's just, flip a coin. It could be anyone at the moment in the wildcard spots, and it's equally as mad in the West. Equally as mad. Winnipeg are now back in the wildcard spots, as the Yotes finally took one wobble too many. Vegas are kind of just about holding water in third in the Pacific. The Oilers are sort of losing, but they're managing to win, so they're still second. Canucks haven't had the greatest week, but they're still first. Calgary got an important win against Vancouver, so they're just about in the wildcard spots. St. Louis seem to be struggling a bit, not quite as solid in first in the Central as we thought. Colorado are catching them up. Dallas are kind of catching them up as well. So, yeah, I'm sure it does settle down at some point and it's clear who's going to finish where, but at the moment, the only certain thing is we're second. We're second, and it's good, so we will sit back and watch the rest of the league sort itself out. So, remember, until next time, our next game is a chance for revenge. Columbus, we're coming for you.